Right. Hey everybody, welcome to another Age of Grogu, and I've got with me Max and Jason tonight, and we are here to watch the, I guess, season finale,
Is this
series
season finale?
finale, series,
It's
season
gotta
or
be series finale.
series.
There's no going to be season 2 of Secret
Yeah, there's
Invasion.
no
That'd be
season
too
two, so
wild.
we'll say
Oh
series
yeah.
finale or whatever
You're not wrong
of
by
Secret
saying
Invasion.
You're not wrong by saying season finale.
Right.
Oh
No,
no, yeah, it
exactly. Yeah,
still is.
exactly. It's still a season, but it also could be series, and I assume that I guess we'll get some sort of lead in to the upcoming Marvel film. Maybe we will, maybe we won't. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know
Probably
what
in
to
a post
expect on
credit.
this. Yeah, yeah. Actually, there should be post credits. I'm guessing there'll be
Isn't
at
it
least
weird
one.
that that is like the one thing you take
Hmm.
away from any Marvel property is like
Sure.
how is it connected? Is
Yeah,
is that is
you're
that
right.
the right reception that we should have from
Yeah.
something?
So,
Well, when it's something as big as Skrulls taking over the Earth,
mm,
I mean, I kind of
yeah,
want to see if it's going to be referenced in anything else because it seems like a small thing. It's a
I
big thing
guess
to be such a
hmm,
small thing.
it's
yeah,
natural for I guess something like the Marvel universe. You just expect that. But
sure.
like
Yeah, yeah. But
but
they,
yeah,
I
that's
think they
always
do
like
it.
the
They
is
do it
that not the
nicely
number
though.
one thing we look for in
Yeah,
something when we watch?
yeah.
Like,
No, not necessarily. I
But
look for good story, but
also
I want the
okay.
story to make sense.
you got to respect
Hmm.
as filmmakers. It's like it's nice that Marvel have found a very creative way to keep the audience engaged through the credits because it's paying respect to all the filmmakers that
Oh
are
yeah.
being listed, and I'm fine with that too. I also love listening to the music scores at the end of a film, so I'll sit through any end credits just to listen to the
Oh, the
scores.
end credit. No, I was just talking about
Oh,
like
right.
any like segue into like the next
Oh,
thing is what I
gotcha.
mean.
Okay, yeah. Well, in this case, what do you think? Do you think they're just going to show a direct scene from Miss Marvel and just drop a scene that will appear? Sorry, from the Marvels, I should say. I keep saying Miss Marvel.
I
From
think
the
no.
Marvels.
I think they probably shot something a little special for this, where it's going to be Fury
Okay.
referencing the events of this. I
Or
think it's going
will
to make it so they don't need to explain the
it?
events of this show in the
Sure.
Marvels. They could just kind of get past it in this scene to
Makes sense.
show,
All right.
the transition of time.
It might also be something connected to Loki because that's the next show that drops as well. So.
I don't think it will be connected to Loki. I think Loki's a
Yeah,
Yeah.
little too
Yeah.
I don't
Good
see
point.
any
Yeah.
connection
Fair
to
out
that.
of
enough.
Maybe
universe,
that
out of
or
Yeah.
everything.
maybe
Yeah.
even like Captain America or the Thunderbolts.
Hmm. Maybe. Are
That
they
could
far
be
enough
like
into shooting
I
with that?
wouldn't be surprised if Val is a
well,
scroll.
if I were to like say that anything coming up
Val,
would be
scroll. Yeah.
if anything would be connected to like this tone,
Yeah.
it would be like those two other things other
For
than
sure.
the Marvels because Nick Fury's in it
Yeah.
and like scrolls. But like this, we still have those to look forward to also.
Totally, yeah. Well, without further ado, guys, this episode is just dropped, so let's check this out on three, two, and one.
It's weird seeing Gravik and Barbie.
Need a single
Oh, really?
war
That's
power
Yeah, he
funny.
plays a Ken.
That's it. Oh,
Yeah,
really?
so
Therefore, I
good.
Okay.
nominate
This character is
Would you have
nothing.
loved
He's
me
not a
if I
great
never
character
changed?
for me. I'm not enjoying him.
The actor's great, but they did
Oh
nothing
no,
with
he's
him.
good. Yeah, his performance is good, but
Yeah.
he's just the character just doesn't do it for me.
That's
Yeah,
the
that's what
problem
I've
with
been
making
saying.
your own
They-
character and not knowing what to do with him.
Yeah,
Yeah, his motivations are just I don't know.
yeah,
I'd be able to forgive the idea of them doing it, like, not using a Marvel villain and just making their own villain if it was like a
Yeah.
good villain.
yeah.
But this is, I don't know. That's the only thing that bugs me about the show is they could have used a lot of really cool Marvel characters and they replaced
Right.
it with a no name.
Yeah.
Didn't.
Well, if they're
didn't
gonna
land.
do a Super Scroll, why not just name him Kalur or like Pybok or like a well-known scroll to give it some character so they can have some background to go off of?
Would you think that would have helped?
I think a
If he
little
still
bit.
remained
I think
the
it
way
would.
he is, but he had that name.
I think it would
that
help
would've-
a little bit. I think actually Fury's gonna die. I think it's gonna be radiation poisoning. I think that's the Chekhov's gun they've been playing on, which they live in the radiated power plant.
Oh man, he's not getting like radiated. He's like
Sure.
physically feeling it. Jesus.
That's why I don't know if he's making out of it.
You really should have kept.
He's a great actor. I think he should have played Cyclops instead.
Now this is good. I like this.
Yeah.
But you never give
Is it
up.
the British lady?
Cause I failed.
I think it's her and what's her
Failed your
name?
people.
Gaia. It would be funny if that's actually Gaia and not Fury.
Right? That's some good acting, Gaia. Oh, look at all those.
Did that say,
That's
did
a
that
lot.
say
Everyone.
Annihilation? Wait, did that say Annihilation? Is he?
So if it is Gaia, he's getting the Super Skull treatment too.
Oh yeah, makes sense.
Then where's Nick? Oh, look at
What?
Cold Fist. Oh man, she's got the whole Avengers team.
Yep. So Nick is there trying to protect the president then.
I kind of figured that out halfway through.
Oh.
Oh, that's there. That's what we thought it was gonna be. The tattoos. Come on.
Yeah.
That doesn't even make sense. but
I
it's
don't like
hilarious.
that. What the hell is that?
Ice giant. Ice.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't know it could do that.
Yeah.
They're just taking their liberties, man. Little scummy on
The visual representation of reused CGI is kind of funny.
Listen,
it. You think they're using those files, dude?
I think they are just using those files.
Probably.
The texture maps. Oh, Captain Marvel. Oh man, that Harry Potter Voldemort fight. Come on. I hate these.
This fight's the real reason we couldn't get any Avengers in the show.
Yeah.
Is that a Thanos arm?
Uh,
Oh man.
Oh my god.
God, this is good. This is so corny,
That's
man.
clever.
Yeah.
That's clever.
have to
Send me to prison.
cause nuclear war, and
You're talking about the U.S.
he's
president.
gonna go with that. It's like, come on.
No way she killed him.
Is that it? Okay.
I'm disappointed. Did she kill Gravik already? That's it, huh?
That was it. They spent the special effects budget. Ah, there's the real Brody. When did they take him? I'm sure we'll find out.
She'll drink every time
Oh!
Brent accidentally calls him Brody.
Cool. I forgot he was in there.
You've been held hostage for a long time.
I guess we're not gonna
They're
find
just
out.
not going to say how long.
Yeah.
Well, his legs are messed up, so we know that was him in Civil War.
Well, obviously, yeah. I mean, I would suspect it would be probably around Infinity War.
Right? Yeah. During the blip.
Maybe around that, between that time.
So then, like, Falcon and Winter Soldier, that was a Skrull Brody.
It's the problem with doing a big event like this and a contained show like this and not letting anything spill out into anything else.
Yeah, you're right.
It's too big of an idea to do a limited series of 7 episodes.
Yeah.
Reminds me of them.
That doesn't make any sense to me. I'm sorry. That's weird writing to me.
Yeah, it's been
Yeah.
shoehorned, huh?
What?
It's shoehorned in. It's like
It's shoehorned in, and
right?
they're everlasting enemies. Yeah, that's what happens when you take a huge idea like Secret Invasion that's supposed to be spread out, intermingled among other things.
Man, none of those payoffs landed for me, dude.
And there's no end credits.
Yeah, there's none. I can't even go back to the
Yeah.
wow. That was really I don't know why they would spend that money on this project.
Nah, yeah. I
So where did it leave us with the MCU?
in
Apart
what
from it
sense?
being-
I mean,
Apart from it being bad,
Yeah.
this happened now.
Mhm.
We
I don't think
like,
it was a
people
bad
killing
show. I mean,
Skrulls. Yeah, it just wasn't. It just feels like a.
It wasn't
it's supposed to be
well
a reflection
thought
of
out.
our times, though, of how
Yeah,
the increased hate among others can lead to discontent among everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's exactly what That's what I mean. That's what we're left with now, and so it just feels like a lot worse than it started.
Yeah.
I guess it would have been like billions of people dead if Gravik got his way, but this is the
Yeah,
compromise
but
we're
still.
taking is like all this, the crazy animosity between people thinking other people are Skrulls and all the killing that's happening.
Yeah, I mean, it took them the long way around just to get to that simple point. It's like, how long are we going to see that into the MCU now at this point? Because it feels like it's a...
Or is it even going to be addressed?
Yeah.
Even,
Yeah.
I mean, I think that's interesting. that they that we ended with that. I just don't like how
Yeah.
it got there.
Yeah, I agree.
And this
I agree.
whole like this whole last episode feels like a lost, like you know when you're gonna sneeze and then you lose it.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's what it kind of feels like to me because that
Yeah.
fight was.
That fight was not a strong fight sequence, was it? I mean,
It was weird.
If they're
It was weird.
flying, if they ever
That
get
was
to a point
weird.
where they're flying through the air, choking each other, that's how you
Yeah.
know it's a bad fight.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I mean, I thought like so now.
Also,
we
like they
have,
just gotta leave her, just the most powerful being in the universe. Just like,
Exactly,
all
that's
right,
what I
there
was
she
gonna get
goes.
to.
Right. Exactly. Yeah.
She's like so like yeah, she's so beefed up, dude.
Yeah.
She's a strong. She's. I mean, not only is she as strong as Captain America or Captain Marvel,
Yeah.
Which they
She has,
didn't
like-
know what to do with already.
Yeah.
they have like other things
Inside.
like pretty much like all of Thanos's children, including Thanos.
Mhm.
But then she was able to kill Gravik pretty easily,
Yeah. I know.
like just
yeah.
like shooting through his chest.
Yeah.
I give her 3
That's
projects
kinda
before she's
weak
toast and never
sauce,
mentioned
bro.
again.
Yeah, it feels like it's the kind of character that's like, we don't know what to do with you, so we're not going to write you into the story, kind of thing. I don't know. I mean, I just don't know. Wow.
Well, the way
yeah.
Marvel works, like
Yeah.
has been working, is like everything kind of works on its own these days. You know,
Sure. Yeah.
it's not the Infinity Saga where everything's going to culminate.
There's no
It's just-
building up. Yeah.
No,
Right.
I mean that's what we're, if that's what we were expecting. I don't think
Yeah.
that's.
Yeah, I don't
That's
think that's what we're going to
fair.
be getting. Yeah. I mean, it's
But, like,
basically. Yeah.
They all
That's
kind
what
of
they
just
think they're doing,
exist
to be
on their
honest.
own. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's just like all these opportunities you thought they were going to, like all these multiverse
Well, that's the
stuff.
thing.
They all
No,
just
that's
kinda,
what I-
Yeah.
they all just
that's
like
what they
close
mean.
ended.
But
You know,
even-
it's just
even-
I think they because of what they're doing, of how their success, and they think it's easier than it is. That they could just tease multiverse this, multiverse that, scrolls here,
even
this
if
happening
they-
there, and
yeah.
then just hope everything comes together with one big project at the end.
Yeah, and even if they can't bring in a lead actor for budget purposes or whatever of one of the Avengers, it's like, do something really creative, more creative than what they're writing currently right now. Because right now the writing,
It was exactly what you could have
It's-
expected just by
yeah,
the trailer, knowing what the comic's about, without even, if you don't even read the comic, you just get
Yeah.
a description of it. That's what you
Yeah.
think the show is. It's like exact.
yeah,
There's no surprises. I mean, by the end of it, everything's basically back to where we started, minus
Yeah.
a few steps. But like,
yeah,
I
don't
think
know.
if there's one thing that has been building up from this new phase would be like Thunderbolts,
yeah. But
because that's a culmination.
This would have been a
of-
Are we
really
go-
good
are we
place to
gonna
debut
get-
them.
are we?
This
are
would have
we?
been the perfect place to debut
Yeah.
those Thunderbolts and show like,
But
you
they,
know.
they had nothing to do with this storyline though.
Yeah,
no, but you know, the idea of Skrulls getting out would have been a perfect place to debut a government-based team.
Well, you think
But
that will be that will be part of Thunderbolts? You
No,
think? You think
no.
that
I think
will
this would.
carry
I
I
think
on?
this
feel like
would have been a good
Thunderbolts
place to
is-
introduce the characters as a
I-
team in
I
the
feel like-
first place.
yeah. Whatever they do with
Um,
Thunderbolts feels like it's going to be the same little pattern they've got themselves into.
Well,
It's,
I'm if they were smart, you'd think that it would have something to do with where they ended this. At least like somewhat reference it. But I mean, I don't know what they're fighting in Thunderbolts.
Yeah.
But like it's not no super scroll.
yeah.
That's for
Anyway,
sure. But like would
yeah.
I don't know. I think do you think we're spoiled from the last phase?
No,
like
I
Infinity
think this is very.
phase?
I think the
was just
writing is
bad,
getting
right?
worse.
Just the
I think
writing
the
has
writing
changed.
is getting
Yeah.
is
Sure.
degrading. I mean, they're not
Yeah.
trying as hard to do interesting things. They're not keeping people on their toes. They're using more boring characters in more boring ways. I mean, they're not, and they're using interesting characters in less interesting ways. I think, you know,
I agree.
they have a character problem, they have a villain problem, and they have a multiverse problem, and they don't want to address any of it. And
Yeah.
right now, they're trying to fill the place of Tony Stark, and that's not what they need to do because that wasn't a sustainable character to begin with.
And that's why Marvel's been put on hold with everything that isn't already in production. Right now, they're like, you need to step back and put quality back into the shows. It
Really
registers
shows
and
when you have a
reads. It
writer
really
who
shows.
thinks you can see who just writes a bunch of bullshit and thinks this shit's easy. They'll buy this shit up, and it's
Yeah.
it's it's
Yeah.
garbage.
There's no
And
depth
you
to
know,
it. Yeah,
it's
no
almost
depth at all.
offensive just
Yeah.
like a lot to me, who was
Yeah.
like, I would have killed to write this show. I would have tied in so many more things without it feeling like, you could have easily tied in a character like Abigail Brand. You could have done a lot bigger things with Nick Fury and the Skrulls, and you could have tied it into the way Captain Marvel actually ended, which not the way he said he was going to give them a new home, but that he gave them a place to live. And I think this movie didn't address that. Is that it just kind of treated it as if that movie's open ended. He just gave him an idea, but he did give him a start of foundation, and they completely didn't address that in this show.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing with Captain Marvel. That was like a transitional film between things, That was just.
I know, but there was a lot of
filler.
ideas that could have been brought up in that got lost in the mix.
Yeah.
Like even Goose wasn't in this show, and that feels weird.
Well,
Doesn't that feel
so
bonkers to you?
I'm not expecting to see
Nick
like,
Fury's cat.
Carol Danvers in anything, or even his cat in anything. I'm not
saying we should see Carol. I'm not saying Carol should have shown up. I'm saying
but
maybe
like
saying
his
the
cat.
Flurkin. That's Nick Fury's cat. I mean, if it's a Nick Fury show,
Yeah, but
where the hell is? Where does he keep it? If it wasn't at his house.
With Captain Marvel.
It's on Saber, dude. It's on the space station, dude.
I think so. I think that's the.
Well, I think Well, so do you think it would have helped if we had cameos? You think that saves?
I don't think we needed cameos. I think we needed
doesn't.
a better reason for the secret invasion. I think we needed a better villain. I think we needed a better reasoning behind all of it. I think we needed less. I feel weird saying less political because the political aspects of it did work a lot of the time. But I think
that's the only thing that worked in this.
It was just such blanket political statements, and that does nothing. You know what I mean? It's like fascism bad.
It doesn't work because we live in such a politically charged time right now.
That's what I mean. That's why I feel like it just felt.
We're kind of desensitized to anything that would make that remotely compelling.
Well,
it did lack where graphics development continued. I mean, his rant and like anger at the end kind of helped a little bit for me and kind of took him.
The actor was great.
It took him to it took his character to a place I wanted it to be, but then right away he turns into Super Skrull and that's it.
Yeah.
But at least they squeezed that in.
But that conversation also makes less sense once the twist happens, and it's like, how does she know all that stuff?
Yeah.
Well, that's every Skrull, right?
Yeah.
Like they know everything about whoever they are.
All right, guys. Anyway, everyone out there, please like and subscribe if you haven't already. Please let us know your thoughts in the comments below. We've come to an end of this piece of torture, I guess. Hopefully Ahsoka is going to be a much more enjoyable show coming up next. That's our next reaction series. And then I think Loki's out later this year too. So we'll be dropping reaction videos to all that. So we will catch you later. Thanks, guys.
And let us know if you think Talos is a Skrull.